This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 26th day of November in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. As Guyana observes 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the managing director of ChildLink, Umawati Madre, who is also a member of the Civil Society National Reference Group, noted that this year marked another violent year for women and girls in Guyana. At the launch of a Red Shoe event hosted by UN Guyana and the Women and Gender Equality Commission, Madre reported that a number of women were brutally murdered since the start of this year by their partners.
At the beginning of the year, violence was quite high. At one point in time, the stats was showing every 16 days a woman was being killed, gunned down, very heinous murders and suicide and children being abandoned.
She sounded an alarm for stronger legislation and support services for women and girls, and told those present at the event that the lived experiences of women are far greater than the level of services provided. She said more needs to be done to correct that. In Guyana, more than 16 women have been killed since the start of the year.
They need different types of interventions. They need a combination of interventions. They need so much more that it will require a lot more than what we are doing now to really reduce and eventually significantly reduce violence against women and girls.
Pointing to ChildLink, Madre said the organization is seeing a growing number of children being sexually abused in the country, with 90% of the cases being related to girls sexually abused by their family members and persons within their communities. She said greater interventions are needed. Meanwhile, UN Resident Coordinator Jean Kamau said violence against women and girls is a global issue, with statistics indicating that nearly 1 in 3 women having experienced physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. The UN official said globally every 10 minutes, 1 woman or girl is killed by a partner or family member. She said stronger legislation and greater protections are needed to safeguard women.
Today's Red Shoe event honors the women whose lives were lost. As we reflect on their stories, let's continue advocating for stronger laws, better support for women's rights organizations, and a greater investment in prevention, digital literacy, and online safety.
Kamau said an all-out government approach is needed to address violence against women and girls, adding that data must be used to drive intervention. The UN resident representative said in addition to those violently killed, abused and assaulted, women are now becoming victims of digital violence.
While the online world was meant to create connectivity and opportunity, it's become a source of harm for many women and girls, especially those with public or online visibility, such as activists, journalists, women in politics, human rights defenders, and so on and so forth. The impact is even greater for women who face additional layers of discrimination, such as race, disability, gender identity, or sexual orientation.
Earlier this week, a Georgetown man was sentenced to 24 months in jail and fined $2.5 million for sharing private photos of his ex-girlfriend. The Chief Executive Officer of the Women and Gender Equality Commission, Renata Chakasang, said an all-out country approach is needed to tackle the scourge of gender-based violence.
If every day we wake up with the intention to not be violent, then I think that for days like this, it will not be so traumatic for us.
For 16 days, organizations across the country will be raising heightened awareness to the issue of violence against women and girls. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Did you know ExxonMobil's Hammerhead project will bring even more direct benefits to Guyanese? Hammerhead is the 7th offshore project in Guyana, and it will add to the nation's growing oil revenue. Oil revenues already account for 37% of Guyana's 2025 budget, and Hammerhead will boost this contribution even further. This means new opportunities, expanded education in the hinterland, and modern technology services to improve healthcare delivery nationwide. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
Every year somebody wins, but this year?
This year is my turn.
I'm going big. 48,000? Easy. That's 6 coupons.
Smart and fast. My win is just a scan away. Oh, and I take in that fridge too.
This is the winning one.
This year, the win is mine.
Shop $8,000 or more at any 6 Massey stores, and you'll get a chance to win our grand prize, the brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta, plus amazing consolation prizes. Massey stores, our family serving your family.
It's the Black Friday sale at Courts. For one day only, November 28th from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Don't miss out. Up to 80% off store-wide on select furniture, appliances, and electronics. Plus, free gifts with select purchases and an exciting day of Black Friday deals. Shop now and pay later with Courts Ready Finance. Grab these deals before they're gone. Don't miss the Black Friday sale. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offer valid November 28th, 2025.
Make this Christmas happen for everyone this year with Republic Bank. Make this Christmas happen with Republic Bank this year.
Let's tell you now that the Guyana Police Force is seeking to advance bilateral security cooperation with the French Police Authority, as the two security agencies are looking at new ways to collaborate. On Tuesday, the Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hicken, and senior police officers of the Guyana Police Force met with a French delegation, led by the French ambassador to Guyana and the French commander of the police service, Jean-Michel Canistier. The meeting focused on advancing bilateral security cooperation and developing new areas of strategic collaboration between the French and Guyana police forces. The Guyana Police Force said one of the key points discussed was the proposal for a memorandum of understanding between the French and Guyana police forces. The MOU would formalize the cooperation framework and support sustained partnership in critical security areas. The two sides also explored ways to strengthen mechanisms for operational coordination, including real-time exchange of information, cross-border alerts, and investigative support. The measures aim to improve the effectiveness of joint responses to criminal activities that impact both jurisdictions. In a statement, the police force said training and capacity building formed another area of focus. Both sides agreed that initial action can begin with training in the detection of fake documents. The training is expected to cover identification features of Guyanese, French, and European Union identity and travel documents, methods used in the production and detection of fraudulent documents, and investigative techniques for document fraud cases. A wider training plan will be finalized later, the police force said. The meeting also addressed cooperation in the digitization and computerization of police work, and how the use of investigative technologies, data management systems, and border security tools to strengthen modernization efforts within both police forces. The officials acknowledged that Guyana and France, through French Guyana, face similar threats across the Guyana Shield, including narco-trafficking, gold smuggling, human trafficking, and arms trafficking, along with illegal immigration. The meeting noted that illegal immigration is expected to increase with the recent launch of the direct flight between Georgetown and Amsterdam, one of Europe's major airport hubs. The Guyana Police Force said it remains committed to strong regional and international partnerships to ensure the safety, security, and well-being of all citizens, and look forward to deepening its cooperation with the French authorities. Member of Parliament for the Wind Party and former executive manager of GuySuCo, Vishnu Pandey, has slammed the government over what he sees as the continued mismanagement of the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuCo. He wants the government to come clean on how money allocated to GuySuCo has been spent. In a letter to the press, Mr. Pandey hammered the government over what he's called unrealistic yearly targets for sugar, as well as financial concerns. His response came days after the president sought to blame him for being part of the myriad of problems facing GuySuCo. Pandey alleges that last year the president directed GuySuCo to produce 100,000 tons of sugar in the year, despite having a budget for 73,000 tons in face of adverse and prolonged drought, which started in 2023 and ended in April of last year. Additionally, he stated a selected contractor was paid $21 million upfront to import seed canes materials from Brazil, but only $5 million worth of materials arrived. He said the imported plant materials were disease-ridden and were planted at the Rose Hall estate. The former GuySuCo executive said political interference continues to hurt the sugar industry. He said the CEO, who was a political appointee, oversaw the decline in sugar production from 88,000 tons in the year 2020 to 47,000 tons in the year 2022, a drop of 41,000 tons in the years 2021 and 2022. Production increased in the year 2023 to 60,000 tons, and Pandey said that output was managed by him as the agriculture director, not the government. He also accused the government of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on consultants from India and Cuba over the past 2 years, with no results. He described the government's reopening of the Rose Hall estate as a sham, explaining that only a part of the Rose Hall estate was opened. Originally, he said the estate's cultivation was approximately 6,000 hectares, but only half of that has been under cultivation since the reopening. According to Pandey, the president and his government boast of putting over $50 billion into the industry since he came into office. In addition, during the same period, sugar revenue would have brought in another $50 billion. He said the president must tell the country where and how the monies were managed, give details on accountability, and explain how billions are owed to GPL, GWI, NIS, and the GRA, along with unions and endless suppliers, both locally and overseas, by GuySuCo.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Hi, my name is Stephen Jacobs, Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Health and fitness is the heart of a strong nation. And when we have strong Guyanese citizens, it helps with discipline and also productivity, and also a long-lasting life for you. So, for that reason, I'm endorsing the Energy Conference run on the 15th of February 2026. See you there.
Make this Christmas happen for everyone this year with Republic Bank. Make this Christmas happen with Republic Bank this year.
Preparations for next year's national budget are well on the way, with the government hoping to have the financial paper presented to the National Assembly early in the new year. That's according to the Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh. Next year's national budget is coming on the heels of the September 1 general and regional elections, and according to the finance minister, it will reflect commitments made by the governing party in its manifesto in the lead up to those elections. The manifesto, he said, included the government's comprehensive agenda for 2026 and its overarching framework and vision for the next 5 years.
And so that manifesto, which constitutes our contract with the people of Guyana, it's on the basis of our manifesto that we were re-elected to office with the significantly increased majority with which we were re-elected, will form the basis of Budget 2026.
The finance minister said since the election, the government has hit the ground running and has been engaging with stakeholders from across communities, regions, and sectors to understand the issues that are important to them. Minister Anthony said based on those consultations and commitments made in the manifesto, the various government ministries and agencies have already prepared their budget submissions.
And so work has certainly already started on budget preparation. The various ministries and government agencies have already prepared their respective budget submissions. And those budget submissions, as you can imagine, flesh out in greater detail the commitments that would have been given in the manifesto. They develop further and flesh out in greater detail, like I said, the various commitments, the various policy objectives and commitments that we would have articulated in the agenda.
The budget is also being crafted at a time when there is a decline in oil prices on the global market, a reality that has the potential to negatively impact Guyana's revenues from the budding oil and gas sector. According to the Finance Ministry's mid-year report, crude oil prices are anticipated to come in 15.7% below the 2024 level, to average $68 per barrel in 2025, lower than the $71.9 per barrel projected at the time of preparing this year's budget. Minister Singh said the government is keeping a close eye on oil prices on the global market and the external market developments as it continues to build a resilient economy.
And so all of the structures that we have built, all of the entire policy framework that we have articulated is built and designed to ensure that we are resilient to movements in oil prices. Now, obviously, as an oil producing country, we would like oil prices to remain strong or high, or as high as possible, because that has an impact, of course, on the revenues that we receive, because that's a function of production and of prices. But I'm happy to say to you that we have been careful as a government to build structures and to build a macroeconomic framework that is still extremely resilient and that can withstand, that has sufficient resilience to be able to withstand movement in oil prices.
He also said the government is developing its macroeconomic framework and has been cognizant of the fact that oil prices will not always be high. The finance minister said the coming weeks will be intense as the government seeks to finalize the budget for a submission to the National Assembly. A 26-year-old gold miner from New Amsterdam and a 30-year-old nursing assistant from Rosignol were arrested on Tuesday night after they were found in a vehicle with more than 67 pounds of marijuana stashed in the trunk of that vehicle. The police said the bust was made during a patrol by police ranks. According to investigators, the ranks observed the motor car parked on the northern side of the roadway in the vicinity of Harmony Hall, Mycone. When ranks approached the vehicle, the gold miner and the nursing assistant were seen as the only occupants. The police said during a search of the vehicle's trunk, the ranks found 3 black garbage bags containing a total of 7 transparent compressed parcels with marijuana leaves, stems, and seeds. The 2 occupants were arrested and escorted to the Mycone police station along with the illegal cargo. The 2 suspects remain in custody as a full investigation is underway tonight. 40-year-old Elizabeth Chung of Alexander Village and Albertown here in Georgetown has been fined $20,000 after pleading guilty to the charge of importing a terrestrial animal without a permit, contrary to the Animal Health Act. Chung, who is a chef, was arrested on the 22nd of November at the Bina Hill Police checkpoint in Region 9 with her canine cargo. A police report said Chung was found in possession of 10 dogs in her vehicle, but had no permit for their importation into Guyana from neighboring Brazil. It is suspected that the dogs were procured in neighboring Brazil, which is well known for several dog breeds that carry hefty resale price tags. During her court appearance in Latham on Monday, the 40-year-old woman pleaded guilty to the charge of illegally importing the dogs. The police said she was fined $20,000 after that guilty plea. Under the law, any person intending to import any terrestrial animal shall apply to the authority for an import permit and subscribe to the import requirements.
In Guyana, roads don't give you a break, and neither should your truck. That's why there's the Isuzu D-Max, built with turbo diesel power, high clearance, and 4x4 control that owns the off-road. It's strong, smart, and tough enough for any job. The Isuzu D-Max is more than a pickup. It's your ultimate working partner. Available at Marix, the authorized Isuzu dealer. Call 226-1306 for more details. Isuzu D-Max, master of all roads.
Our business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Something new has been growing, and it's now ready for you to pick.
Fresh.
Taste the fruit of freshness. Pick the fresh new 200 ml size today. Live fruitiful.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. GuyOil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of GuyOil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. GuyOil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Make this Christmas happen for everyone this year with Republic Bank. Make this Christmas happen with Republic Bank this year.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar met Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, at the Diplomatic Center for talks focused on regional security and continued cooperation between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. According to a statement issued after the meeting, Prasad Bisesar outlined her government's position on matters related to narco-trafficking, human trafficking, and transnational crime. She stated that Trinidad and Tobago remains committed to working with the United States to address these issues in the interests of citizens and the wider region. Prasad Bisesar noted the long-standing ties between both countries and said the relationship has been shaped through ongoing diplomatic engagement. She added that the partnership now plays a role in efforts to protect the region through coordinated security initiatives and information sharing. The release said members of the Trinidad and Tobago delegation welcomed comments from General Kane, who acknowledged the role the country continues to play in regional discussions on security and law enforcement. He also recognized the work of local agencies involved in joint operations with U.S. counterparts. The meeting formed part of continuing contact between the two governments as they address crime networks and movements linked to the Caribbean. Discussions also included future areas for cooperation and plans for follow-up engagement between teams from both sides. Brazil's Supreme Court Tuesday ordered former far-right President Jair Bolsonaro to begin a 27-year prison sentence for a coup plot against his successor, a climax to years of political turmoil and legal battles over his contentious legacy in Brazilian democracy. The top court formally concluded the case against Bolsonaro Monday, making his conviction final, pending confirmation by a 4-member Supreme Court panel in the evening. The panel already rejected his appeal this month. Justice Alexandre de Moraes told Bolsonaro to start serving his sentence in the Federal Police Superintendency in Brasilia, where he has been detained since Saturday after he tampered with his ankle monitor while under house arrest in a separate case. And finally tonight, international news. At least 13 people have been killed and 15 have been injured in a major fire engulfing apartment blocks in the Tai Po district of Hong Kong. According to the BBC, more than 700 firefighters are at the scene trying to tackle the blaze at Wang Fu Court, which houses about 4,600 residents. The government has paid tribute to that 37-year-old firefighter who died fighting the blaze, describing him as dedicated and gallant. Some people are reportedly still trapped in the buildings, though that hasn't been confirmed. The fire has been classed as level 5, the most serious level in Hong Kong. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.